Hi, Mikko Hiltunen. You are a professor of tissue and cell biology and the leader of the molecular genetics of Alzheimer's disease research group at the University of Eastern Finland. Could you briefly introduce your research group and some of its key focus areas?
Okay, so thank you. My research group is mainly focused on the Alzheimer's disease and trying to figure out what are the risk factors, genetic risk factors, as well as what are the underlying molecular mechanisms related to these risk factors. So that's the main goal in my group.
And what are some of the research questions or issues or projects that you're tackling?
So basically, we are using the different kind of cohorts, human cohorts, as a pipeline to identify novel risk variants, which are either increasing or decreasing the risk of having Alzheimer's disease. So based on that information, we are basically collecting a set of genes, which we are then analyzing using different kind of biological kind of models, cell models, animal models, as well as human-derived tissue models and cell models, as well as the cohorts.
Wow, sounds interesting. And what kind of collaborations do you have both within the university and beyond it?
So within the university, we are actively collaborating most of these people who are attending to the novel project. And obviously, this has been giving us a clear added value so that we are complementing each other's facets and in this way improving the quality of science. But what comes to the external collaboration, we are very closely affiliated for the leading centers in the world which are doing the genetics of Alzheimer's disease. And this is really important for us because obviously this is giving us the direct link to these people who are actually doing the most kind of work which is having the most impact on Alzheimer's disease.
Wonderful. And what are some of the achievements of your research group that you are most proud of?
So basically over the 20 years or so, my group has been involved in most of these research findings related to the Alzheimer's disease genetics. So basically, we've been involved in identifying almost 100 risk genes in Alzheimer's disease, and this is really a game changer in the field because it allows you to basically use this data for subsequent, let's say, biomarker kind of stabilization and using those as a targets for looking for new therapies for Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Wow. And if you look into the future, what kind of impact would you like to see your research group's research to have in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, that is an interesting question. And obviously what I said, that we've been identifying now these risk variants. So we have to go beyond the p-values, trying to figure out what is the underlying kind of link to the disease process. And particularly what we are interested in my group is that we've been identifying these protective factors which are protecting or decreasing the risk of having Alzheimer's disease. And therefore, in the subsequent analysis, we are trying to establish the mechanisms in the molecular and cellular level, how these are acting, and then using this information to develop potentially new therapies and the antecedent biomarkers.
Sounds very impactful indeed. Then the most important question, why should researchers choose your research group for their postdoc? What makes your research group amazing?
So basically, as I mentioned, so we've been basically very productive in this field what comes to the both genetics and the functional analysis. So basically, a person will be able to join to the group which has a very long-standing kind of track record of doing things. The infrastructure is well established and so on. And this kind of setup gives the person to have very high impact articles as well as impact on his or her own career.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mikko Hiltunen.
Thank you.